What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to another installment of the Wrestling Matters podcast. How are we doing? Hope we're well. Whatever it is we are doing. And yes, welcome to another episode. Here on the YouTube channel, the Wrestling Matters podcast, video podcast, whatever the hell you want to call it. Today is about two things. Top 10 forgotten Intercontinental champions. That I want to give my opinion on that. That was brought to you by Cultaholic, the guys who used to work at World Culture. Also, I will be bringing you another couple of things as well that I want to talk about regarding 2K20 and a company going out of business over the weekend as well. Also, SummerSlam, and that's what we're going to kick off today. SummerSlam predictions. Today, it's all about SummerSlam. August 11th. On the WWE Network, which I'll be getting, I'll be revamping back, and I cannot wait. So, WWE SummerSlam. We have, well, at the moment right now, it's more than likely to change. This is the final week before the pay-per-view. It might change. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's 9 matches altogether. 9 matches. And I would imagine one of them will probably end up being on the pre-show. And from the looks of it, the pre-show match will probably, if I had to pick a pre-show match, it's out of 2. Miz and Dolph Ziggler, or Bayley and Ember Moon for the women's title. The SmackDown women's title. I would imagine. So, that's just me. Might be wrong, we'll see. There might not even be a pre-show, but we'll see what happens. Yeah, it is what it is, guys. 11th of August, we're kicking off. I'm going to start with Miz and Dolph Ziggler anyway, because apparently, according to Meltzer, this was based off what happened on the Miz TV involving Shawn Michaels, when Shawn Michaels got super kicked in the mouth. So this match is based off that, and obviously Miz wants revenge. But apparently, according to Dave Meltzer, and take this as a pinch of salt, guys, from what I've read, this could be a red herring. This might not take place. I don't buy it one solitary bit, in my opinion. But this could not take place. And the reason that being is because there's rumours going around, or there's word going around, that Goldberg is coming back to SummerSlam, or to fight at SummerSlam to wrestle Dolph Ziggler. That's the rumours that's been flying about. Honestly, I hope that doesn't happen. Because like I said to somebody on Facebook, the only reason they're doing this, because there's 2 reasons actually. One, we all know Goldberg's probably going to squash him in about 5 minutes, whatever. Probably going to squash Ziggler. And 2, the main reason why they're bringing him back is not because of a big match. It's because they want to bring him back to get the Saudi taste out of his mouth, out the system. You know what happened with him and The Undertaker? They want to get that out of his system. Or he wants to get that out of his system. I don't know. But that's what I'm hearing. So hopefully it's still Miz and Dolph Ziggler. Quite frankly, I do not want Goldberg and Dolph Ziggler. Sorry, Bill. It's always great to see Goldberg wrestle, but just leave it, dude. Just leave it. Okay? But apparently Ziggler's been calling them out as well. That's the reason why this whole thing, and they all want this to happen. And maybe some star power. I don't know. But hopefully this stays Miz and Dolph Ziggler, and if it is Miz and Dolph Ziggler, it's more than likely going to be Miz, my prediction, because obviously Miz has the intention of revenge after what happened on Miz TV. If Dolph wins, we'll be disappointed, but like I said before I started all this, this is more than likely going to be the pre-show match, and I wouldn't be surprised. I genuinely wouldn't be surprised if this is the pre-show match. The other match, Trish Stratus is wrestling at SummerSlam. And she's going to be taking on Charlotte Flair. Now, Charlotte Flair demanded the match or demanded to be on SummerSlam, and she's got a wish. Now, I said when I read about this through various sources that she was training for a match at SummerSlam. Perfect. Charlotte Flair, Trish Stratus. But let's face it, let's call it like it is. Trish Stratus is not going to win this match. She's going to put Charlotte Flair over, number one. And this match is not big. It's just an excuse to put Charlotte on the pay-per-view. That's what it is. Excuse to put Charlotte on SummerSlam. Okay? Thankfully, she's not in the SmackDown Women's title match, which was heavily rumoured from what I saw that it was going to happen. Thankfully. But, yeah, it's Trish Stratus and Charlotte Flair, and I'm predicting Charlotte Flair for this. Because, pretty much, let's face it, they brought Trish back just to put her over in there. Let's be honest. So, I'm going with Charlotte Flair on that one. So, that's Miz and Charlotte Flair for me. The next one I'm going to talk about and get out of the way is Finn Balor and Bray Wyatt. Now, I've said this many, many times, and I'll say it again. The only reason this match is taking place is two simple things. One, they're not going to use the demon for Finn Balor because Finn Balor is there to put Bray Wyatt over. Two, he has asked for time off, Finn Balor I speak of, and he's been granted. And it looks like he's going to get that time off after SummerSlam. So, if anybody thinks that Bray Wyatt is going to lose this match, wrong. Because this match, even though it's a good match, and people wanted to see it, this match is built to build up Bray Wyatt and put him over. Okay, simple as that, really. Simple as that. And like I say, I'm going for Bray on that one. But that's the match to put Bray Wyatt over. Makes no sense whatsoever. As much as I love me some Finn Balor, but it makes no sense whatsoever to put Finn over in this match. It makes no sense. Bray Wyatt will go over in this match. And like I say, Finn's doing it because A, he's asked for time off and he's been granted time off. And B, it's just he's not going to use the demon, and he's just there to put Bray Wyatt off. Maybe they'll build up to something for when he comes back. I don't know. But there's a lot of people that want Finn when he comes back to join the club. Speaking of the club, AJ Styles Ricochet, the rematch. Thankfully, this took place, even though it was heavily rumoured that it was going to be a 6-man tag. But since the Usos are in a little bit of bother, obviously they pulled the plug on that rumour, didn't they? They obviously pulled the plug or killed it. So, it's going to be AJ Styles Ricochet for the United States title. Now, based on what happened at Extreme Rules, this should be the match. And also, Paul Heyman is heavily booking Ricochet because he's pushing Ricochet to the moon because he thinks he's talented and he wants to do a project with him. I would see Ricochet getting his United States title back in this one, becoming a 2-time US champion. Because, well, one, it's the perfect way to push him is have him go, work with stars and everything to bring the best out of him. And two, it makes a lot of sense for him to regain the belt. Yes, he lost it the way he did at Extreme Rules. Perfect. Have some shenanigans go down where it's going to be AJ Styles and Ricochet, one-on-one. And then Ricochet beats him. 1, 2, 3. No excuses. So I would say Ricochet on that one as your new United States champion. Kevin Owens and Shane McMahon. Straight simple, Kevin Owens. Because I think this is the angle that they're using to write Shane off TV. Even though Kevin Owens has said if he loses, he's out the WWE. I don't know where this is probably going to go after this. If this continues, this feud continues. But they want to write Shane off. And I will believe at some point, maybe this week, going into this week, it'll end up being a loser leaves town match. I'll be very surprised if it doesn't. But it makes no sense that Kevin Owens has put something up and Shane hasn't. And considering the rumours that Shane is getting written off TV or getting less TV time, considering Bischoff's coming in, I will probably think Owens will win. But this match makes no sense that Owens is put something up and Shane hasn't. So hopefully that'll be redefined this week. Doubt it, but we'll see. But yeah, it's Kevin Owens for me on that one. Bayley and Ember Moon. To be honest with you, I think Bayley's going to win that one. That's another candidate, in my opinion, for the pre-show. That match, the SmackDown Women's Title match, and the Miz and Dolph Ziggler. Although the Raw Tag Team Championships will probably be defending on the pre-show. Gallows and Anderson winning it last week, so I would imagine they'll have something to do. Maybe we'll see Gallows and Anderson take on the Revival on there as well. I don't know. We can only find out. So yeah, I'm definitely going with Bayley on that one. I can't see Ember Moon winning it, to be honest with you. I'd like her to win, but I don't know. I don't know on that one. Now for the 3 main event. Let's start with the Universal title. It's been heavily rumoured that for Hell in a Cell, there's a match going to take place at Hell in a Cell, and apparently it's already been advertised. Seth Rollins, Drew McIntyre. And apparently it's going to be it'll more likely be inside Hell in a Cell. So if that's the case, Rollins gets his belt back at SummerSlam for me. Because Rollins gets the belt back at SummerSlam and then loses it to Drew McIntyre. And then McIntyre goes on to be Universal Champion, which he should be. Or if not, send him to SmackDown to become World Champion. But I'm sure Paul Heyman's got some heavy things for him. So I would do that. I'd have Rollins go over Brock at SummerSlam, which is hopefully will happen. Rollins being, despite what people say about him and everything like that, so you know he's a boring champion and everything like that, I don't give a damn. Please, Rollins, Universal Champion after SummerSlam. And if that's the case, have him go right the way through, have this feud with him and Drew McIntyre, have the match at Hell in a Cell, and then have him drop the title to McIntyre, and then McIntyre can go on and be the champion. That's what should happen. Drew McIntyre, next Universal Champion after SummerSlam at Hell in a Cell. So, we've got the other two. Becky Lynch and Natalya. I love me some Becky Lynch, but I've got a funny feeling they're pushing Natalya. And since this is in Canada, I won't be surprised if Natalya becomes Women's Champion. Do I want her to be Women's Champion? No. But maybe this is what's going to take place. So, so my prediction on this one is Natalya, but if Becky wins, I won't be disappointed. Because I love me some Becky Lynch. For those of you that know, I love the Becky Lynch. She is the man. But considering the way this has gone and the way this has been booked, it probably makes sense for Natalya to win and go over. And since it's a hometown girl as well, pretty much home country girl, she's from Canada, so I would probably think Natalya to win this. But if Becky wins, I won't be disappointed. But yeah, storyline wise, I'll probably say Natalya wins, but we'll see. It should be a good match. If that's on the pre-show, then WWE's an idiot. WWE are fucking idiots if they put that in the pre-show, which I know they won't because that's been heavily promoted. More heavily than the Women's Championship, the SmackDown Women's title. Now for the WWE title, the final one. Kofi Kingston, Randy Orton. This is another match that's been advertised for the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view. And I guarantee you this will be in Hell in a Cell. So if this is the case, you're probably going to see Kofi Kingston. I'm predicting Kofi Kingston to retain the belt. And then what should happen is Kofi Kingston retains the belt. These two feud right the way through, or right through to Hell in a Cell. Have the Hell in a Cell match. And if you're going to drop the title, or you're going to take the belt off Kofi, have it that way. Kofi loses the belt in Hell in a Cell, and Randy walks out champion in Hell in a Cell. That is my theory on that. But if this match has been advertised, if the rumours are true and this match has been advertised for Hell in a Cell, which I'm guessing is in September, then Kofi wins this match. Kofi will probably end up winning it anyway. but this could be his last month as champion. Because if this is the case and he survives and he's still WWE champion, my prediction is he loses it in Hell in a Cell. No brainer for me. That's how it should be. Have him win this match at SummerSlam, we'll lose it in Hell in a Cell. Simple as that. Inside Hell in a Cell too. But yeah, like I said, there'll probably be a Raw Tag Team title match as well. We'll find out this week as well. But yeah, that's my predictions for SummerSlam. Now for the other two. For the other two bits. 2K20. Roman Reigns and Becky Lynch are going to be on the cover of 2K20. Now, I'm getting it for PS4. That's a no-brainer. That's a done deal. Might be a struggle to get it for Xbox, but I'm probably going to get it for Xbox too. We will see. I haven't pre-ordered anything yet because I don't know what the concept is and what the add-ons is. If you pre-order it, you get this. Last year it was Ronda Rousey and Rey Mysterio. Don't know what it is just yet because I think it's only just been announced. But you can pre-order it. And yeah, I will be getting it. But it's cool to see Becky Lynch on there. And I don't know why they put Roman on there, but hey, I have two people on the front cover. That'll be cool. That could be cool for a direction in the near future as well. Also, wrestling company went out of business over the weekend. Defiant Wrestling, otherwise, or last week, over the weekend, whatever it was. Defiant Wrestling, otherwise known as WCPW, is no more. Unfortunately, that is the end. It is the end. They announced it on Twitter that they've closed, which is quite shocking to me, but, you know, it is what it is. And it is a shame. And to be honest with you, this the downfall for this company, for me, in my opinion, and it's just my opinion, was when YouTube made wrestling demonetization material, you know, not suitable for advertisers. That's when it, in my opinion, that's when it was. That was the downfall for WCPW. That's why they ended up having to change to Defiant Wrestling, and now look at them, they're out of business. I think they managed to survive and do well what they did, but yeah, it's the end of the road for Defiant Wrestling, which is a shame. It really is a shame. Yeah, I don't know what the future holds for the wrestlers that were wrestling there, but I'm sure we'll see them again. Also, Stevie Boy is ICW World Heavyweight Champion. Now, I'm taking a break from ICW for a bit, for maybe a month or so. So I will catch up in the long run. I'm having a bit of a break from ICW, but ICW is still the shit. It still is. I love me some ICW, and it was very cool to see Stevie Boy back. It really was very cool. 1 year later from his loss to DCT for the World Heavyweight Championship, and now he's back and he's now the World Champion again. He's the flagship bearer, and this time it's a lot different than it was last time because he's doing it for Lionheart. He's representing Lionheart. He's probably finishing what Lionheart started. If you don't believe me, go and check out ICW's YouTube channel and watch his promo. It was very cool. Very cool to see Stevie Boy back in ICW as well. But yeah, that's the end of that little bit of news there. Now, 10 forgotten Intercontinental champions. Some of them I agree with, some of them I don't, quite frankly. But yeah, some of them I agree with, some of them I don't. And this was brought to you by, this was made by Cultaholic, who were formerly What Culture Pro Wrestling. The guys from What Culture Pro Wrestling. What Culture Wrestling channel. Before they left. You know. Jack the Jobber, Anna Pacitti, people like that. Right. Number 10 in the top 10 forgotten Intercontinental champions. Dean Douglas. Now, many of you people probably thought, yes, Shane Douglas. He was meant to fight in your house show. He was meant to fight Shawn Michaels, but real life prevented that because Shawn got his ass kicked by military soldiers, and he couldn't compete. So he forfeited the belt to Dean Douglas, but Dean had to defend the belt against Scott Hall, Razor Ramon, and lost. So he basically held the Intercontinental title for about 20 minutes, to be honest with you. Which is probably one of the main reasons why, like I say, guys, look up that interview of the reason why I left WWE. He explains the reason why he left WWE. It was mainly through Vince McMahon. But he ended up back, but a couple of months later, he ended up back in ECW and carried the company on his back. Number 9 was Ezekiel Jackson, the last ECW champion. Comes up to the roster, becomes a member of the Core, which were a good group, and then splits away from the Core and ends up beating, I believe, Wade Barrett for the Intercontinental belt. And he was the last Intercontinental, well, the last full Intercontinental champion holding that Circle Intercontinental belt. Because then he lost it to Cody, and then Cody brought the original belt back, didn't he? The original Intercontinental title, which made me love Cody Rhodes even more. You know, the title I grew up on, basically. And Cody did a hell of a lot better job than Ezekiel Jackson did as Intercontinental champion. No offense, Ezekiel, but Cody had a great 8-month title reign with that title. Another one, Big Show. Now, this was pointless, but I understand why it happened, because they wanted to make Big Show Grand Slam champion. So they haven't beat Cody at WrestleMania. The WrestleMania where people were still reeling from the fact that Daniel Bryan dropped the World Heavyweight Championship to Sheamus in 18 seconds. And 1 month later, in a table match, Cody retains the belt, or regains the belt from Big Show, all because Big Show fell foot first through a table. Whatever. The reason why Big Show became Intercontinental champion, because they wanted to make him Grand Slam champion. Did he need it? No. But anyway. The Godfather. Intercontinental champion. I don't think he had it that much. I can't remember who he beat for the Intercontinental title. Allow me to look that up. But I think he lost it to... I believe he lost it to Goldust. Let me look that up. Intercontinental Championship. There we go. WWE Intercontinental Championship. Right. List of the accolades. List of Intercontinental champions. Now, Goldust. Where are we? Goldust. The Godfather, where we at? Goldust, Razor Ramon, blah blah blah, yada yada yada. No, he beat Goldust. He beat Goldust April 12th, 1999 to become Intercontinental champion, only to lose it 1 month later. I don't agree with this. He had a good, well, at least he had a good run with it then. He won it. He won the Intercontinental Championship from Goldust on April 12th, 1999, and then lost it to Jeff Jarrett May 25th, 1999. And then Edge won it at the house show, and then Jarrett got back at the Fully Loaded show. So yeah, I can understand that. Right. So yeah, I don't see this as being forgotten, but I don't think he really had that much title run, like title defenses during that period of time, is what they're saying. But yeah, it was what it was, ladies and gentlemen. It was what it was. But yeah, Godfather becoming Intercontinental champion. Also, right, that was Godfather. Number 10. 9, 8, 7. Number 6 was Curtis Axel. Now, this was a disappointing one for me. Because when he became Intercontinental champion, I was all for this. Alright, he was never going to top his dad. Let's get that straight. He was never gonna be the champion like his dad. But I was all for this. I was really all for this. He became a Paul Heyman guy as well. He had Paul Heyman as manager, so if you got him as a manager, believe me, trying to do something right. But it failed, unfortunately. It really failed. This is just a forgotten Intercontinental champion. I haven't forgotten about this. Like I say, I don't agree with this list. Part of it I agree with, part of it I don't. But yeah, let me just look who. Yes, I was right. Cody did beat Ezekiel Jackson did beat Wade Barrett, and then Barrett beat Kofi Kingston to get it back. Curtis Axel won it at Payback. Curtis Axel won it at Payback and then lost it November 18th. He had a good run with it, but it just wasn't. It just didn't have that wow factor. And Curtis won it at Payback in June 2013. Lost it to Big E. You want to talk about a forgotten Intercontinental champion, Big E Langston. There, I had no idea I forgot he was Intercontinental champion. There's your forgotten Intercontinental champion right there, Big E Langston. No offense, Big E, but come on. But yeah, everybody had high hopes. I mean, everybody had high hopes for Curtis Axel to be Intercontinental champion, and a good one at that. Obviously, I think the downfall it wasn't the fact that he was a Paul Heyman. They were expecting him to live up to his father. No one can live up to Mr. Perfect as an Intercontinental champion. Nobody. And he thought he was better than his father. Nah. Should have had his own identity, and it would have been okay. It is what it is, though. So 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Number 5 was D'Lo Brown. Now, he was a forgotten champion because the only reason he became Intercontinental champion because he beat in 1999. He beat Jeff Jarrett for it at SummerSlam. Actually, no. Who did he beat for the Intercontinental Championship in that? Because he won it in 99. Yeah, he beat Jarrett for it. Yeah, I was right. July 25th, he beat Jeff Jarrett for it. No, July 27th, excuse me. He beat Jeff Jarrett to become Intercontinental Champion. I might need to watch that. July 27th. Raw, Columbus, Ohio. I might need to watch that. But yeah, he became Intercontinental Champion, and he was the first person to win the Intercontinental Championship, which was holding the Intercontinental Championship and the European title. This guy was more a European Championship legend. You know, he had a better run with that because he went all over the place. But in respects of, the championship itself, Intercontinental Championship, he only had it for a month because he lost it at SummerSlam, if my listing serves me correctly there. Yeah, he had it for a month, max. Going about 3 weeks, max, and then lost it at SummerSlam to Jarrett. And then Jarrett handed over the European title to Mark Henry the following night, and then D'Lo got the belt back, which was at Unforgiven, if I remember correctly. But yeah, that was probably the reason why he was in there. But I could understand D'Lo being in there because he was more successful as a European champion than an Intercontinental champion. Right, number 4, JBL. I have no idea who did JBL beat to become an Intercontinental champion. I know he lost it to Rey Mysterio because after that at WrestleMania he quit. But I have no clue who he beat to become Intercontinental champion. And I'm going to check this out now. Oh, he beat Punk. March 9th, 2009 to become Intercontinental Champion, which led to his feud with Rey Mysterio, which became, he lost it to Rey, and then Rey went to SmackDown. But yeah, I don't remember a title run during that period. His title run during that period, but yeah, JBL. He was more suited with the US title, if you ask me, but it is what it is. Number 3 was Albert. Albert had a good run with it. It just wasn't noticed. Because it was during the 2001 Alliance era, which had him lose to Lance Storm. But, yeah, this guy was stuck in 6-man tag matches, which basically were pre-show matches. That just shows you the meaningful of the Intercontinental Championship around Albert's waist. Although he did have the potential to be a great champion, I think it was just wrong place, wrong time. Wrong place, wrong time for that one. Number 2 was Mark Merrill. I wouldn't understand. I think, again, wrong place, wrong time, because I think he had a good run with it. But he was the freelancer for Triple H to become Intercontinental Champion. Because he won the belt in a tournament, in a vacated tournament. He won the vacated title in a tournament because Ahmed Johnson had to forfeit the title. He forfeited the belt and he won it. But it was in a tournament, when it was in a battle royal, I don't know when it was, but September 23rd, 1996, he won the belt. And then pretty much 3-4 weeks later, 1 month later, he lost it to Triple H. That was Triple H's first title run. So basically, he was the pre-lance for Triple H to become Intercontinental Champion. Pretty much. So, did he have a good run with it? I don't know. Was he forgotten? No. Okay. Well, not with me anyway. And number 1 was Ric Flair. Now, he was the Grand Slam champion through this. The reason why, I could see the reason why this one is forgotten. I didn't forget that he was an Intercontinental Champion once. But the reason why he was considered a forgotten Intercontinental Champion, because during his Intercontinental title reign, I don't think he defended it. I don't think he had meaningful feuds with the belt. He had 2 feuded matches, main big money matches. One with Triple H and the other one with Edge. None of them were for the Intercontinental belt. And I still can't understand to this very day why they didn't put the belt on the line. Actually, they did put the belt on the line in the cage with him and with Triple H and him for the Intercontinental belt. It just didn't fit. It just didn't fit. But yeah, Ric Flair number 1. And that was the 10 forgotten Intercontinental Champions, according to What Culture's former cronies, Cultaholic. Now, that about wraps it up for this episode of the podcast, guys. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. Hope you guys have enjoyed my predictions. I hope you guys have enjoyed the forgotten Intercontinental Champions. I will be back next week, probably after SummerSlam with the review, depending on what mood I'm in. I do plan on watching SummerSlam, so I will probably be back then with the review. We'll see what happens. Until then, guys, my name is Anthony Walker. Enjoy the rest of your week, whatever it is you are doing. Check out my YouTube channel, my other YouTube channel, the Games Matter channel, youtube.com/Games Matter channel. I am done. Thank you and good night.